definitely China and Africa will have to navigate together in this particular critical changing order. Definitely Africa needs to be strengthened. He itemized some cooperational rationale which deals with maximization or maximum utilization of resources of Africa. Africa is actually naturally endowed with potentials, both human and natural. So these need to be fully harnessed for Africa to rediscover itself as well as engage in this particular struggle in navigating within the changing global system, as well as address developmental challenges. Those paraphernalia, those sine qua non for development, Africa needs to beacon them and re-strategize so that to start up, otherwise to be able to be a pillar, in navigating within this particular international changing system. He also made mention of institutional development, which I can translate as institutional capacity building. We strengthen our institutions the more to be able to navigate, so that not to be able to actually capsize when we begin to navigate. Industrial incubation and startup, which are also essential, factors for, Africa's development, and to enable Africa to be a greater partner to this particular project. Technology transfer, which is actually been contentious because to directly transfer technology is actually cumbersome, by the advanced societies. But if we may actually share experience with China in order to replicate, what China has done, we learn from other civilizations in order to make our own greater. Thank you, Beda Mutagahiwa. I may invite Ephraim Abele Kayembe, Malawi Congress Party parliamentarian and an adjunct research fellow, a lecturer at the Malawi Institute of Management, Malawi, to discuss on the emerging norms and trends in which China and Africa's cooperation through the Belt and Road Initiative is becoming more promising and prosperous. Ephraim Abele Kayembe, please.
Can you put my PPT on the screen? So that, yes. I can give you.